Hey guys, welcome to Big Loz Official. Today we're on our way to Wild Training in High Wycombe. It's a gym over in High Wycombe that's got a great strongman setup. I did a seminar there last year and I've been kind of wanting to go back and train. And due to the comp I've got coming up, they've got a few bits of kit that I don't have in my gym. So I'm gonna have a day trip. Got a few guys coming down to train with me and we're gonna have some fun. Okay guys, we're down at Wild Training today. I'm down having a training session focusing on strongman. We've got James, the man in charge here. He invited me down. He did a seminar last year for you guys. It was really good, great turnout. But you're kind of a specialist in like a number of areas that we're not so good at. You know, we're having a bit of fun now with the clubs, which are really quite cool. Just showing us some kind of warm-ups and some movements there to kind of help warm up the shoulders and improve those kind of smaller muscle groups, getting the rotator cuff stronger. Something that as strongmen we kind of, you know, often neglect. We focus on the big pressing movements, we've got bench pressing and over pressing where we almost overdevelop the front delts, create imbalances and kind of bring our shoulders forwards. And these type of movements are good for kind of correcting that and helping kind of, you know, improve that function of the shoulder.
This place is all about trying to explore, I suppose, different training systems that can assist specific sports through almost non-specific training. Like club training has nothing to do with strongman, but it can help you not just with the events, but actually the training, so you can achieve a higher volume of the training you need to do to be able to perform at the highest level and avoid those injuries and have some fun with the training as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, obviously with the injuries that I've had over the years, they're kind of well documented, and I'm always looking for anything that's going to give me a 1 or 2% increase. So, yeah. And it's definitely a lot more fun. It's hard, you know, you've seen how rubbish I've just kind of been at them, and you make them look quite easy, to be honest. I mean, I'm just messing around with the 20 kilo one there, that's hard.
Yeah, so you imagine swinging that around your head.
Yeah.
The confidence you've got in not just your strength, but your mobility of your shoulders is a big
win. I mean, if you're not mobile, you whack yourself in the head with that. It's not a good place to be. But, you know, we're having some fun. We're focusing on log lifting today and a few other things. I wanted to do some tire flips. I've got tire flip coming up in the competition. But it's great for me to kind of try these type of movements and just things that are a bit different and new. I mean, I say new, these are thousands of years old really, but you kind of have a more advanced kind of system, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. People forget about the benefits.
Well, quickly talk about what you made me do with the lighter ones. These ones are only 2 kilos?
Yeah, so these are the Palavandals. So these are a unit that we use really for like mobility, rehab, toning, and just helping people with shoulder mobility. There's a couple of drills that I really like. So one of them is just a simple wrist circle, and I think it's an amazing way of switching on the shoulder. So I have my elbow out to the side, and it looks really easy. I take a really strong grip, and I'm just going to create a really big circle with my wrist. And obviously the idea is it does look like a circle. A lot of time when people start doing this, it kind of looks a little bit kind of stiff and rigid, and they find it hard to get the whole range of movement. And then I've got to be able to go the other way as well. And this is a really cool way of switching on your rotator cuff, but in a position that's going to help you actually start to do your overhead workout. So you'll never see me do an overhead workout without doing that kind of thing first. The other one is what I call a reverse circle. So from here, send it out, swing it up to the back, and then back out. And what that does is really helps to work on where there is often issues with impingement in the front of the shoulder, and then you can develop that into kind of handle passes and flares and have lots of fun with lots of funny shapes basically. So once you get all those kind of different movements down, you'll feel a lot more confident with your shoulder mobility and feel stronger in your overhead.
Cool. So we're ready, we're warmed up to do some log lifting. We're going to get James to show us around the full gym later. But we're going to have some fun inside the tunnel. I mean, this is quite cool. We're under a motorway right now.
The M40, yeah.
M40's above us. We're training down here. We've got loads of Strongman kit. We've got logs, Atlas stones, farmer's walks, yokes, tyres. There's a frame down there for deadlifting and squatting. You know, it's quite a cool, fun, functional area. The guys are ready to train, so we're going to crack on. You can watch us do some log lifting, some few other events. The guys want to do some yoke, I think. And then we're going to look through the gym. The gym's inside, really cool place to see. And if you're in the High Wycombe area, I certainly recommend you come and train here.
Shoulders kind of things. You can have all these kind of wicked, flows and transitions where you start to kind of open up the shoulders, and especially where you have kind of shoulder impingement injuries and stuff like that.
You make it look so easy.
Yeah.
I want to see you have a go.
It's a bit obscure, but I mean, honestly, it's one of these like 80-20 things where it's like the first 20% of the shit you learn about these will be 80% of the results. And there's probably two moves that I would show you guys that you will become religious about. Like I remember like Baz was coming down and he said he couldn't bench press at all due to the shoulder problem. 6 weeks later, after doing some training with us with these, he benches no problem now.
Cool.
When I stopped doing like competitive kind of strongman with the BNSF stuff, like I went into aerials, and so I went from like lifting relatively heavy stuff, and then going to a position where I had to kind of have a lot of mobility in my shoulders, like aerial straps and circuit display style stuff is ridiculous. I had the worst shoulder impingement. And there's a guy called Thierry Sanchez, who's part of the kind of team that have made these. He's like a world authority in club training. He showed me like 2 moves that I've never done before, and it disappeared. So I had like sports therapists helping me manage it, but it's just not there anymore. So it just completely opened up. But that's it, man.
See if I can do anything with these.
Well, the first one's just like a wrist circle, pretty much. So if you stick your kind of elbow up at like 90 degrees, the aim here is to keep it out to the side, completely fixed. And you're just going to do a really slow wrist circle. And the plan is to keep your hand really tight. So if you think your 4 fingers neurally are connected to your 4 rotator cuff muscles, and so it's going to go up past here, right round. So I'm trying to really like turn that club all the way around to the side and start making this really big, wide circle. And a lot of time when people start here, it almost like feels like a triangle. And the more and more you do this, it will start to open up all of this kind of neural stuff. It's essentially like closed, and it means that it's almost impossible for your shoulder to secure itself properly. So if you think about the job of those 4 muscles in your rotator cuff, it's literally just to hold on to the humerus while it's pressing in. The scapula turns and go the other way, so down past the ear, and go around the other way. And so you want to have 2 really, really big circles basically, without the elbow wanting to come forward or like bounce up and down and shit like that.
Yeah, you sort of feel like you can let it drop quite easily.
So wrist circles.
It's actually hard.
It's harder than it looks, man. These things only weigh 2 kilos. So a 1 litre bottle will weigh 1 kilo of water or 2 kilos with sand. And so 2 kilos with sand with anybody that kind of trains is probably a nice weight. Sometimes the more like flow-based kind of stuff that we do would be nice with 1 kilo. Yeah. But then I've got clubs that go up to 20 kilos, which is one of the nuts. Like people don't use them, kind of thing. I love it. It's
20
like,
kilos side raises are pretty tough.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like
you can see with me doing this, my kind of wrist is forward on my elbow.
Your fingers want to open,
and
so you want to have a tight grip and still be able to create that big circle. And it's one of those, it's a weird thing to explain to people. When you talk to physios, they're more than happy to talk about how everything that happens in your feet links up to your knees and your hips. But it's the same with wrists. So everything that happens in the wrist is going to link up to the elbow and the shoulder. And then the other ones that I do a lot of, which blew my mind, is what's in the reverse circle. If you push this out to the side, you literally send it up there and then back around. And what this does is stops internal impingement. And so most guys have their chest and their kind of anterior deltoid.
I can't even put my hand behind
the back scratcher, man. Yeah.
Well, how
it works? So what, it goes...
So literally, if you send it out to the side, it will just swing, and it should be able to go up the back.
It's better than me.
And then what you normally find is guys have one where they kind of always twat themselves on the side of the back, which is often normally the shoulders. And then there's one that's probably a little bit freer. So even me, I can get my left arm higher than I can get my right arm, but that's a crap ton better. And initially, like I said, I was down here and I kept hitting myself. I got pissed off, went home and did 300 reps, and my shoulder pain was gone after 300 reps. And then you get into that alternate, which is where you just kind of pass it from hand to hand.
Stood there laughing, Jack.
Takes getting used to it.
Definitely. And then if you face me last, so like a variation of that is what they call a mill. So Persian mills, this is how kind of Persian soldiers were basically training to fight with swords kind of thing. And so if you go with that hand, you're basically going to kind of, again, take it behind your shoulder, extend it right up, and you kind of think of that as like 11 o'clock type thing, and then swing it all the way down, keep your knuckles facing down. At that midline, you turn, and then pull it up to what they call a torch position or order, and then you kind of think uppercut, so you cover your eyes, then it's going to go back around the shoulder, and then your 4 points. You go up to 11 o'clock, down to 7, pull it up, uppercut, round the shoulder, and it starts to become this very fluid external rotation of your shoulder. So you get to here, and just remember to get to the uppercut, and it covers your eyes, round the back of the shoulder, feed it right around the shoulder, extend. You see how the bottle almost covers my opposite shoulder. That's the one.
This is Persian. This would be.
I should be good at this
This
shit.
would be your history
around the shoulder, and then
years
up.
ago.
Exactly, you got it. But if you get into learning these movements, like I say, the first 20% of the skills you get are going to give you 80% of the results.
That really gets them shoulders, frees them up, and gets them.
And the thing is, you guys would have seen the kind of, external rotations and shit
That's what
people do about like their rotator cuffs and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
But you guys don't injure yourselves doing this
No.
shit, you know what I mean? So whilst that develops those muscles in isolation, you need to have them strong while your elbow is up over your shoulder. And that's where that linked strength between the smaller muscles and actually the movements you're practicing doesn't connect. And this is one of those tools that we put into the gym, which we were like, this is unbelievable, and nobody's doing it, you know?
Very old kind of method of training.
1,000 years.
Yeah.
But it makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like using sword fighting, you have to
Yeah,
free flow it.
Yeah, that's it.
You can't be stiff and rigid.
And then-
You need to be.
It's kind of a little bit more fun than stood there doing some rotation.
I've been in the gym like that. Yeah.
But all the guys that are in the gym that have gotten into these, this has become their kind of dynamic warm-up. Do you know what I mean?
The mobility issue is a big thing in the kind of front delts
Yeah.
and the pecs, and
Part of the pec.
for strongmen in general. For most, we're all big pressers, and everything we do is like front delt heavy,
Yeah.
but we never do anything
All
that's
these
going
wrist
to.
circles, man.
Correct.
It's like this converging kind of thinking pattern, and then you kind of do the transition.
Let's see what someone younger like Jack can do. Come on, Jack.
Yeah. So let's
So
start
me
with
and
that
Colin
wrist
are
circle.
old. We're kind of like, decrepit and stiff.
As tight as you can. Elbow up at 90, you kind of keep it out to the side, and then you're just gonna go up past the ear and then around. And it's like, how big a circle can you create? But keep those fingers really tight. You feel like you want to open your fingers, squeeze it like you're trying to crush it. Keep the elbow fixed, and always keeping the club behind your kind of arm, up and around. It's like a clock face. Exactly. Nice. And then we'll try and go the other way. So you feel how the elbow wants to move. So you absolutely fix it. Totally static. You feel it in your wrist, eh? When I say this, like little muscles, teres major, all the bullshit ones that nobody ever talks about, so when you train them, but they're always the ones that get injured, they just switch on. And it means that when you get into overhead pressing and stuff like that, you feel way more kind of ready for it. So yeah, this is always part of my warm-up when I'm going to do overhead kind of thing. But then these reverse circles are the daddies. So you literally take it out there and just let it swing up your spine. And then you've got this really nice fluid capture, full range of movement through the elbow and the shoulder. Yeah, nice one. And honestly, a couple hundred reps of this, and that sweeping on your shoulder, it's hitting you, and you're struggling to feel that internal, kind of rotation. We'll stop. If you catch it up there really hard, just do one more, and then hold it up there. There's like some really nice self-massage you can do here. So if you find like the inside of your pec kind of thing, roll it out there. Sometimes the top part of your pec, when you go against the fibers, this is some really effective like self-release of like, fascia that just gets stuck. And that's why people basically end up closed here, they shrink this gap between the collarbone and stuff, and everything gets crushed. So they're well worth learning about.
He's looking better than us, to be fair.
Yeah, but
Maybe
honestly,
not with the coordination.
if you guys dial the reverse swing, the reverse mill, probably the swap, and the overhead, two moves that I swear to you, if it didn't help you avoid shoulder injuries and get rid of the ones you really got, I'd eat my hand, honestly, because I've never shown people this. They've got my shoulders fucked, and it's been fucked forever. And they go literally 4 weeks later, it's gone. And I'm like, It's literally ridiculous. And you know, the other kind of 80% is geekery. You know, all the kind of, you know, the transitions and the wrist flares and all that kind of shit. It's cool. You don't need it.
Yeah.
But this stuff is so ridiculously powerful. It's almost like you have to have it. Like, and these things are 25 quid.
Yeah.
So it's just like all of a sudden it becomes accessible. You just buy a set of San Pellegrino bottles and you're ready to cook. And if you're traveling, it's like, I always have a set of these in my car. Just get the bottles when I'm there.
Good warm up, yeah.
Yeah. So literally start with, man, just hold it out there. And then go for a press. So you can literally just press it overhead, bring it back down.
That's fucking hard. 20 kilos, you got fucking press. That's impressive.
Let's keep it on like that.
I'll go for the 8 kilo first.
Well, you can't do it.
I remember seeing the old hammer test where you hold the bottom of a sledgehammer so you can get it to tap your nose and then put it back.
Yeah, I can do. I'm not so bad at like the wrist stuff.
Yeah.
The shoulder stuff is shit. I mean, look at that. I can't even fucking get my arm straight.
It'll be hard to knock out. It's a big extension, right? And it's nice to work for the torch lifts as well. So straight torch lift, just go from that sword carry kind of thing, elbow up, and then take it back down to the kind of 6-shooter position below your belly button. And then the one that is literally one of my favourite exercises is a lateral torch lift. So looking that way, it goes up, out to the side, and put it back in. And this is another one of those kind of exercises that really starts to develop like strength and rotation of the scapula. And like obviously when you're pressing overhead, your whole scapula has to rotate to get rid of the shelf so that your arms then free to press up. So these are the kind of movements that help you develop the mobility but with the strength.
Something I used to be a lot better when I was younger. Tore my labrum in 2012, and since then the mobility in the shoulders has never been as good.
Yeah.
Oh! He doesn't remember Thundercats, he's too young. Easy. Good job.
Jack. Elbows up. Good.
Good.
Power it up. Easy. Go. Easy work for you, Nick. Yep. Oh boy, yeah. Come on. Go. Yep. Yep. Go, boy. Yes. open there. Oh, it's a really good tool to use.
Yourself today.
Go boy! Yeah! Center up. Easy, fucking easy. Go boy, that's fucking rocket fuel, that one. Go, get that forward. Bring his fucking neck. Go! Get into it, bigger. Go boy, get into it. Up, go, yeah. Easy work, fucking drive. Get around, get around. No, no. Go, big man! Tear into the top! Go, boy! Yeah! Yeah! Yes, boy! Through the fucking ceiling, come on, boy! Get her up! Yeah, man! Easy fucking work!
Let's go, Colin! East, come on!
Go, big man! Yeah, boy! Up! Down! Get her away, set her up! Forward up! Get... Go away. Get down here. Yes, you fucking can. Come on. Come on! Get into it! Go on, bring his fucking head! Get her away! Get her away! Big pain. Up!
Reset.
Go on. Big legs. Make it fucking count. Boy. Go, boy! Get her up! Get her up! Yeah, boy! Fucking huge! Go on, make it count, get the fucking end, get to the end. Go on!
Good.
That was such an alien thing to be, what, 3 weeks ago? Couldn't even do it. Yeah, yeah.
aggressive shit.
Yeah. Good work, buddy.
Okay guys, just finished the training session down here at Wild Training. James, you kind of, invited me down. I've had a really good day. This is kind of the first kind of gym we've come to on part of our kind of like gym tour that we're doing. I've been lucky enough to train in lots of great gyms over the last few years, and I'm trying to find some of the more obscure, interesting ones,
Yeah.
A lot of people I think find just your normal kind of gyms with normal machines, normal kind of treadmills and stuff like that a little bit boring. Obviously coming from a strongman background, I like interesting stuff, but I've got a real sporting background, right from being a kind of kid. Was British champion at Kung Fu, played rugby for the Southwest, played table tennis, I've done lots of different sports, grappling, I've kind of gone through it all, and I've always just been interested in different sports. I know yourself, you've done a lot of different things as well. Just wanted to kind of get a little bit of your thoughts. What kind of made you set up this kind of gym in the first place, really?
Yeah, I mean, for me, similar to you, we found inspiration from a lot of different kind of sports, and like I say, from mixed martial arts to strongman to aerials and the kind of things that people only see in Cirque du Soleil and stuff like that. And it was like, how can we kind of set up something that allows people to enjoy all those different things, introduce them to them, and obviously, for a strongman to get benefits from, the aerials training that we do and the functional stuff, the mobility stuff. Now we've got athletes from strongman to mixed martial arts to rugby and football and calisthenics. I mean, this is our kind of 7 meter Barmania Pro calisthenics rig, and so we've got some kids coming down here doing all kinds of crazy transitions and skills.
I haven't had to go on this today, but I might save that for when the strongman kind of career is finished.
Sport. But at the same time, we are able to help people that are just interested in lifestyle fitness that potentially haven't engaged with like traditional kind of gyms because they're not exciting enough and emotive enough to get them motivated. They come down here and they go, I want to try and do calisthenics, I want to try strongman because it looks cool.
Yeah, I guess people come down and they'll try something else, they'll see other people doing, the various different things you're doing down here, and then it kind of gives them the incentive to try it themselves.
Exactly, yeah.
And it's just
a playground for adults wanting to get
I want to
fit.
give you a chance to show everyone kind of, what it's all about. So give us a walk through, show us what you've got, and we'll see what you guys think of it.
Okay. So the end of our tunnel is essentially a calisthenics area, but then this is kind of like our powerlifting and kind of strength setup. So we've got a couple of squat racks, we've got Viking press, seated row, a competition bench press, a leg press. So for people that want to just push massive weight, there's plenty of space for them to do this. The entire tunnel is about 500 square meters of covered area, so we never get wet. It's like all the best Rocky films in one place. Is how I look at it.
That's cool.
So yeah, plenty.
You got loads. I mean, for me, it's been great. There's been loads of strongman kit. We did some log lifting today, some yoke, some tire flipping. Some of the guys did some loading with the kegs and the wheelbarrow as well. You got axles, Viking press, Atlas stone. You just got your new platform I can see over there. we've been messaging, and I was going to do some stones today, but I'm saving them for tomorrow. I've got a big deadlift session planned, so I'm going to do them after deadlifts tomorrow. But you've got loads and loads of kit down here. Yep. More and more people doing Strongman. You've done Strongman yourself as well, haven't you?
Yeah. So last year I went through the Britain National Strongman Federation's comp. So I won Britain's Southern England's strongest man under 80 kilograms. So only a lightweight, but I love the sport.
Baby strongman, but still.
Yeah, I love the sport, and it's given me a lot that's applied to my other kind of sports as well. So like I say, mixed martial arts, and now we're getting some of those pro fighters coming through, and I'm getting them using the Strongman kit to enhance their sport. Do you find that the Strongman
stuff is helping them?
More than anything else in the world. Yeah.
I think the functional side of it is brilliant. I love my clients sort of, come from rugby and mixed martial arts and stuff like that. I find you get them on there, they enjoy it, they're kind of into it, and it actually crosses over to their sports rather than just kind of getting them on a bench press or some kind of.
For a lot of guys, in terms of strongman, they never get to either experience it properly, or a lot of the time they don't have a setup where they really get to learn the skills. Like how is a log press different to a clean and press, and it's
completely different.
Yeah.
I think a lot of strongman events kind of confuse the hell out of people, especially people that come from a very kind of strict lifting form. You come from like Olympic lifting, powerlifting, for instance. You're told to do things a certain way, and then you get on a log where your back is kind of completely bent backwards, or an atlas stone where you can flex. Yeah, you've got to adapt and learn new ways of lifting. And in a fight or in a rugby match, where you're tackling someone, you're lifting someone up to slam them. It's not classic kind of movements. It's very obscure, and the strongman events definitely help that.
It fits really well with the wild training philosophy, because for us, it's all about developing strength in all three planes of movement. For us, it's about trying to find the weakest links in people's bodies and making them strong. So there's a smaller gap as possible between somebody's weakness and their strength, so that there's nothing anchoring them back. There's also a smaller gap for any injuries to fall in. And because they are imperfect movements, like you say, they apply more to these more expressive sports where, movement isn't perfect. You're not always bilaterally loaded doing squats and pressing. It's awkward, and it's a lot more fun.
Cool. Let's head through the tunnel, and we'll have a look in the gym.
So we've got more of our heavy lifting kit down in the tunnel. So bigger kettlebells, bigger dumbbells. Big Loz has talked about the logs and all the different strongman stuff here. We got a competition kind of deadlift and squat rack frame. So this is what these guys were using in the World's Strongest Man in the Philippines. So we're going to do some big competitions this year down here to showcase facility, but help the kind of sport of strongman grow as well. Ty's got up to 400 kilos, but at the same time, again, we've got lighter ones for people that have never used this stuff to come down and give it a go.
It's great for me to know. I mean, like you said, they've used these frames at World's Strongest Man. So if I hear that they're going to have that at Worlds again, I'm going to be back down training.
That's it. Yeah, I've got up to 15 kilos or 20 kilos. But yeah, battling ropes and parallettes and sandbags. This was some of the kit that I started while training with. So literally, while training started, this group outdoor exercise, kettlebells, battling ropes, parallettes and sandbags. And with those 4 bits of kit, we were able to develop some really cool group outdoor exercise systems. And we still use those same systems that we started with 10 years ago today. And this top end of the tunnel really lends itself to kind of HIIT style, kind of CrossFit style kind of classes, where we kind of bring everything together in different ways to get some good results. Cardio training is the best form of cardio I could ever imagine. It elongates your hip flexors.
No one believes me, but I was really good as a kid.
Yeah.
Really good.
Great.
I went ice skating a few years ago with my now wife, and I was terrified. Being, I guess, probably 16 stone heavier than I was back then. It changes things. Yeah, I used to love it as a kid.
That's amazing. And like I said, we actually have a rental business, so we take clients down to Dorney Lake, where the Olympic rowing was. Amazing place to go rollerblading. But
so tell us about this room then.
So this is our kind of downstairs studio, and this place is like a transformer. There's anchorage everywhere. So TRX systems and Olympic rings training from the ceiling. We actually run an Olympic rings class here, and I've never had a gym before where I've seen an Olympic rings class. We're like 60-year-olds coming to our Olympic rings class, and they're like kicking ass. They're incredible. And then the slastics on the side of the walls as well. I'm a massive fan of slastics training, so we can do everything from attach it to your ankles, your wrist, your waist, get you running across the room, attaching it to our rip trainers. So that's a lot of fun. And we train a lot of like kind of rugby rugby athletes and like I say, mixed martial arts. So we get them practicing this kind of shoot drills and becoming ridiculously explosive. And then we've got 6 pole fitness anchors as well. So we have an amazing pole fitness instructor here. And again, we use that for traditional pole fitness, but I get guys on the poles because I thought I had a strong core until I got on a pole, and it was just like, that's real, man. Do you know what I mean? So I've had a lot of fun developing that as a system for people to kind of get into. And then the back of the room, again, more dumbbells, more barbells. We've got an amazing Olympic lifting and kind of lifting coach here, so we do a lot of lifting classes. Still got another squat rack down here. We've got an Olympic lifting platform, so literally anything goes in this room. But what I always say to people is this: everything in it has a purpose. So we have kettlebells because it's a really simple way of teaching people how to use their hips properly and help people burn fat. We have the suspension systems because it's an amazing way of developing that baseline of kind of core strength and kind of synergistic support. Like the Indian clubs we talked about for
they were really. I found those really interesting. I've seen them before. I've travelled all over. I'm half Iranian anyway, so seen them in gyms and stuff, but not really. I see people kind of spinning them around their head, but I wasn't.
But again,
aware of.
In the UK, there's not a lot of education.
No.
So we saw some companies that started making some nice clubs, and they just kind of died away because nobody really got past the basics with them.
Well, just some of the simple moves that you showed me earlier. I felt loosened up my shoulders, and as I kind of went on with the log today, I felt better and better.
Yeah, for a lot of our athletes, it's become part of their ritual now because it's just you stay pain-free, you stay injury-free, and you can feel more powerful, even though they're light tools, and that's where I think a lot of guys.
I've said so many times how kind of injury prevention is massive. I mean, I kind of wasted 4 years of my career being injured, and that held me back massively. It's kind of I've learned from some of those injuries, and I'm kind of continually trying to learn and evolve, but if you can avoid getting serious injuries, you're going to keep progressing. You're better off having steady, slow progress rather than trying to get good really, really quickly and then being knocked back and just trying to start again.
Yeah, my small amount of time in competing in Strongman, I started to realise how much this stuff complemented me, because the thing I was missing really was just that raw amount of strength and force, and that's almost the easier thing to train. Obviously when you get to the higher numbers, it's a serious stress on the nervous system, but because the mobility and the core strength was there, and the athleticism, actually building up the strength was not too much of a challenge. So I found some of these tools, and some of this kit I've designed myself. So there's a really ancient training system which was the Indian club, and they used to use that with what they used to call a wand. And so this is what we call the urban strength bar. It's literally a 6 foot kind of aluminium bar basically, but for kind of basic kind of calisthenics and stuff like that, and getting people into these ideas of flags. Kind of working on grip strength and linking that strength through the hips and all that kind of stuff. It's a really effective tool for not just like strengthening your core muscles, but elongating everything. And that's as a
you see how easy you make it. I mean, I'm not even going to try and demonstrate. I'll probably bend the bar. But you can see kind of just the fluidity.
And I think like for characteristically, I find traditional weightlifting strongman, it makes the muscles very strong, it shortens them, and so if you can complement that with strength training that by definition it almost elongates the muscle, like calisthenics, you start to have this really, really good complementary system, basically.
That's really cool. What are these called again, sorry?
This is my urban strength bar, man.
And you came up with these?
Yeah, it's not like a pole.
I
kept snapping brooms. And then like I said, there's some really cool kind of leverage-based moves you can do. It helps people with a lot of like ankle mobility issues and stuff like that. The push-pulls where you kind of get into pistols and stuff like that, and the links obviously are really, really fun. The planking variations are nuts though, and again you can kind of get into the posture of the chain really nicely. Kind of walking around here and stuff like that.
What's like a real simple move you can teach like someone, a complete beginner like myself?
So single arm press, you literally put your hand in the end cap. And essentially it doesn't look like there's a lot of rotation involved, but if I keep my knees soft, I just kind of go through the press and push back out, and it's a nice way of kind of setting the shoulder. So what I don't want to happen is my shoulder pops up towards my ear or anything like that. Here we go. But yeah, so for me this is a tool to use the leverage to almost force the smaller synergistic muscles to switch on. So we're looking at all the rotator cuff muscles, huge amount of stability through the tricep, your
obliques. You see it's coming down now, like it's wobbling.
Yeah. And so it's a live kind of lever basically. It wants you to fall over, so you start to become very precise with your force kind of thing. And it's a really interesting stretches, so obviously all the bar loops and stuff like that. Really nice ways to lengthen out your lats. So it's versatile, man. It's for me, it's kind of like a TRX that uses leverage rather than instability, basically. So really useful.
Awesome.
Boom. Can we go upstairs?
Yeah. Go in there and go, there's nothing here.
Yeah.
And then you kind of start talking, we see how many kind of various.
Yeah, and that's the thing, I think. It doesn't take people very long to walk into this gym and go, where are all the machines? They're going, oh my god, there's thousands of things that I can do here because it's almost like an old school gymnasium from early 20th century. You walk into a gym then,
it's just a big
empty
box.
space with some parallel bars and some stuff to hang on. So we're kind of taking it back there with a bit more creativity. But cool. This literally tells the story of the brand. So like I was saying to you, we started with kettlebells, battling ropes, sandbags and parallettes. And this was wild training. It's just group outdoor exercise, and I was one of those trainers that hated
When
group
did you
exercise.
start it?
2010.
2010, cool.
Yeah, and I hated group exercise because I just kept seeing people going to the same classes and looking the same for years. So it was me trying to make kind of personal training and periodized training effective and cost effective, so that every couple of months I forced a strength athlete to do cardio, and cardio athletes I forced them to do speed training, and they all saw amazing results. And so that was like one system, and now we have honestly hundreds of group exercise programs that people really enjoy. Then I started to design some funny stuff. So this was the first vibrating barbell in the world. So I've got a patent on that. It works the same as power plate. And you can tell I like moving things around. So power plate is really cool. And people don't necessarily understand the science of why they are so effective. But this is one that you can actually move around with. And that was such an effective system. We ended up creating BTB, which is a triplanar barbell program. And so essentially think body pump, but they're throwing shapes like this and creating a lot of like multi-planar kind of lines of pull, and it's shocking how strong that is. So I mean the most you'd ever use is probably 20 kilos on a bar. 2013, all I did was BTB exercise, building the system. At the end of 2013, I did 1 rep max of 430 kilograms on a leg press, and I was just like, how does that even work? And then went through the neural stuff and looked at Henneman's size principle, and you start to realize you can get very strong with light weights. Building the original parallels in the back of my mother-in-law's yard, and then they're now manufactured in China, distributed by a physical company. So yeah, that's been part of the ride, making my own kit. Because it's kind of like Strongman. You just want to kind of find stuff that you can move with and then be functional with and have some fun. Steve Baxter with Helen Glover. Been training Steve for about 10 years, and he's pretty much a professional adventurer. And then married Helen. He's obviously the best rower of all time. Do you know what I mean? 2 times Olympic gold medalist. So they're down here every so often. We got a little baby now, so she comes down here and trains with her little Logan.
This is a fun looking room.
Oh, this is wicked, man. So this was 2 rooms when we got the gym. And first thing I did was smash the wall down because it was just 2 funny rooms and one of them had a pillar in it. Now the pillar's like a feature for us because it's got all the anchorage that we use our slastics off of. Again, you've got the slastics on the ceiling here, so we can do Olympic rings up here. Because there's a bit more height, you can see we've got our aerial silks, which are just so much fun. And we all know like Cirque du Soleil and how strong those guys are, how good they are at moving. But in terms of developing strength and mobility, like I can nearly do the splits now because of these things. So it's been a wicked part of my journey for sure. And again, definitely one of those things that I think really helped me with my strongman and making sure my hips were mobile and I wasn't getting injured or anything like that. We teach everybody how to use silks. I was running a kids class this morning and we get them in it, but it's really fun and really nice ways of kind of working on all kinds of forms of strength and stuff like that. So it's good fun, and it is an amazing way of developing grip strength. So literally we get the MMA fighters in here sometimes and say, right, just hold on to the rope, and man, they struggle.
So hold my weight.
I do? Yeah. Nice, man.
Grip's about one of the probably things I can probably
Yeah. There you go. So the strong man, we'll do the show. But up here, obviously, like I say, barefoot room, and so it's literally just a playground. People throw around, kind of gymnastic skills, handstands. We have a really cool mixed martial arts scene here. So we've got an amazing coach called Phil Else, and he runs all the mixed martial arts here. He's kind of in the MMA scene when it started, and so we've got some really good high level guys. I actually just got back from a tournament where we had a couple of wins, which was wicked.
Brilliant.
So the fighters are doing really well. But at the same time, our kick shields here, we run a wild MMA class, and it's literally just a very inclusive kind of way of getting people into the benefits of mixed martial arts and Muay Thai and BJJ. We'll have a class where we'll almost just take one of these kick shields, bit of cardio, and they'll go through kind of ground and pounds and all these kind of different transitions. Get up, they have to start little lunge and punches, and essentially they have to do 10, 30-second sets. So it's 5 minutes non-stop, just like an MMA fight. 60-second rest, do it again. You love it, but you're dripping because nobody paces themselves.
They just want to smash the crap out of it.
But they know that they're going to walk away without a black eye. It's just a really fun kind of fitness cardio class that we've taken legit skills from mixed martial arts to make it a lot of fun, a lot of skill, basically.
Brilliant. Oh, it's a really awesome place, really interesting. We'll put some links down below, guys, for you guys to check out. You've got a website we can...
Yeah, you guys can put yourselves up a 3-day free pass. If anybody ever wants to come down to the gym, we just say, look, come down, 3 days, check out what we do, check out some of the classes, meet the trainers, you have a load of fun.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for letting us come down.
Pleasure, man.
Had a great time training and having a look around the place. If you guys like the look of the gym, comment down below if you've got any questions about it. And you can contact James on, what's the website?
Wildtraining.co.uk.
Awesome.